If you find yourself with a camera in your hand and you want to learn how to use it, please subscribe to this channel, like the videos, comment down below what you would like to learn more about. Hi Photos Photographers. Today we are talking about a challenge for the second week, and the challenge is for this week, Storybook. If you want to make it a child's storybook, that's perfectly fine. If you want to make it an adult story adventure book, that's fine too. One of the things that came to mind when I was figuring out what the challenge would be for this week is reminding myself that when I first got my hot shoe flash and I could mount it and use the TTL trigger for my camera with that flash, that I set the flash up on my bookshelf and started taking pictures of different books on a bookshelf. So I thought that would be a really fun challenge this week, is to do storybooks. If you want to have a thicker spine of the book and you want to have something more like an adventure novel, that's perfectly fine. If you want to do something smaller and play around with the other perspectives or style of shots with children's storybooks, that's perfectly fine too. The reason I chose Storybook is for the ability to make it as wide as you wanted to and to have that creativity. And this is one of the important things of when you create your own challenges and what you want to focus on when you go shooting, is think about the niche nature of the choice of option or the thing you've chosen to image, but don't let yourself think that it is too narrowed either. If you get narrowed down very quickly, then it tends to close off our creativity. Don't let yourself get closed down too quickly creatively, so that you can creatively figure new attacks at the same, quote-unquote attacks or perspectives at the same item. Again, another thought of illustration has come to my mind to give you an idea of where you can go with this. In the studio where I shot for several years, or just over several years, almost 8, there was opportunity where we had specific items that were product of higher value we would do special shoots on. And so for that reason, we would think about what we wanted to do so we could get a general shot set up already accomplished before the item came, or we could quickly set up and transition from what we were shooting already. Because the nature of product shooting is there's always something to image, and so you never really want any or very much downtime on your set. So we would generate the lighting and everything that we needed to switch quickly from whatever we were shooting, flat or two-dimensional or three-dimensional objects, and that lighting, so we could get set up very quickly and do those special what sometimes were called beauty shots. Beauty shots typically in general photography are fashion shots for models, but these kind of items were specific product shots that were used in full page or two-page spread or full page bleeds, so that there wasn't any border or anything around it, that it was the full image that was used as the background and printing of the page of the catalog or ad online. So with that thought in mind, we needed not just the flexibility of our lighting, but we needed the flexibility design so that our camera perspective wasn't changing a lot, but we got a good alternative shot, if that makes sense. So in that studio setup, we had mounted lights and we had a mounted camera. Now, your situation may be totally different. You may be sitting up next to a window, and that is your lighting. And so that would, looking over here at my window, kind of thinking about different setups, that would create a light that you could not move. So in that respect, because your camera more than likely would not be mounted on anything, move your camera. Move it up so that you get more of a downward view of your book, or if you want to set it up differently, you can prop your books in with the book end and get a shot from slightly tabletop perspective up toward the top of the book. Don't lock yourself into one shot style or another. Play around with it. Be creative and allow yourself the opportunity to change up what you're doing, how you're doing, what you're doing with it. If it's an iconic book and you can discern what it is from the page or an illustration inside with the text, open it up, play with the inside. It's very freeing when you allow yourself the opportunity to see what a shot would look like, and to give yourself the okay to shoot something and know that they're really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a phrase that, anyway, give yourself the permission to shoot, and don't be so hard on yourself as to say no shot is good enough, okay? Every shot is good to consider. But don't be so critical of yourself to say that all of your shots aren't going to be good enough, because then we won't get any shots. And that's actually one of the things that I battle doing photography, but also videos for YouTube, is sometimes I think, well, that video is not going to be good enough. And then it's one of the ones that's actually viewed most. So just take shots. With the digital format that we have of photography, we don't have the limitation of a certain number of exposures for our roll of film. And so hopefully we'll be able to get a video out on the history of photography, how it evolved from plates into film strips into digital. But I'm in my current study right now, it's very intriguing. But allow yourself that flexibility, that you can make a shot, take a shot that you don't end up using. That's perfectly fine. You may end up finding that someday you're going to want that shot and you're going to be able to sell it on a stock site or something else. So give yourself the permission to take shots that you won't like immediately right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, the challenge for this week is Storybook. Have fun with it, and if you put the picture somewhere online, post some links down below in the comments and let us see it. I'd be excited to see what you're doing and what these challenges have led to. Last week was Cardinal, this week is Storybook, and we're looking forward to next week's challenge as well. But for the next 7 days, starting from today, Monday, have fun with the Storybook ideas and play around with it. Even if you want to take different style shots in different days, to give yourself the opportunity to play within the style of shot that you have set up, and take your opportunity to style up a little bit more, or to make your styles, your shot setups more basic each day you get going, and learn how to get a very good shot with a very basic setup. So thank y'all so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and especially if this video has added any creativity or new thought processes to the way you shoot. We have lots of other videos out here on our playlists, and we would appreciate you watching those and liking the videos. If any of them produce questions that you want to see more material on, greater depth, or maybe we went a little too deep too quickly, you want to know some more of the basics, let us know, and we will cover that material as well. So thank you so much for your subscription, and we will talk to you again soon. God bless.